Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore podcast number 504. This podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is well, I completely messed up my what's it called my intro there, but as always, this is Nerd kind of here to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
I'm doing my Robert De Niro face.
Mm, yeah.
What's up,
Oh
everybody?
man, what's up?
You talking to me?
And you talking to me? Yeah,
You talking to me?
yeah. I've been up to a lot of stuff. Like I not a lot of stuff. I just was
You've been
recording a lot
editing
of you.
pictures
I was I was
still?
recording videos today,
Oh, okay.
and on one I had to like repeat my intro at least 10 times. So I'll go into that in a bit.
Been there,
I
done
want to
that.
first know how you're doing, Brad.
Doing well. Workday. Uh, not really much interesting going on. So
Yeah.
got home, kind of ran on the treadmill. Yeah, that's. I didn't get to watch Westworld last night because I went lifted weights. So might get to that
Hmm.
tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I watched the first episode of Reservation Dogs last night.
Yeah.
So
How was it?
uh, I'm interested. I think that
Oh,
first
wait,
episode.
wait. First episode, like first episode,
First,
first
first,
season.
first,
Oh, okay, okay.
first. Yeah. I'm interested. I think the episode was a little so-so. So I'm gonna hope it
It
gets
it
better.
it gets going. It gets going
Okay.
through there.
Yeah, because I feel like that first episode is like it's a pilot. It's a
Yeah,
pilot. That's
yeah.
what it is. So
It kind of introduces you, but like there's some characters in there it introduces you
yeah,
to that you're like, it's pretty fucking good.
I do like the look of the show.
Yeah.
The look of the show is pretty good. I like the. I don't know if it's being. I think it's like I don't know exactly what type of camera is being used, but I really like the look it's achieving. So um, I watched that, so that was pretty good. I recorded some YouTube videos today. That Brad, YouTube grind is different from podcast grind.
Oh, you gotta edit that shit.
Yeah. Also, it's just like I don't know why I go live. I'm able to do my stuff here without any you know difficulty. But on a YouTube video, I'm recording by myself.
Hmm.
Nobody is live. I'm not live. I stumble across my word around my words all the time.
I
So
don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I could. I've got a thing where I wouldn't want to do a podcast by myself because at some point,
yeah,
like I'm not Philip DeFranco up in here telling you the news. So just I couldn't do it.
yeah,
It's not as fun. It's more like the whole point of a podcast is me and you just getting on here every day and shooting the shit and reviewing movies.
yeah. We get to hang out with each other. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I what's it called? I completely understand. And yeah, but I did that. I watched what did I watch, man? I watched this film, yeah. And I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about today. Is our review? Is our third review in our Edward Yang month? Actually, no. This is our. Yeah, this is
This
our
is
third.
third.
Yeah, yeah. This is our
This
third.
is fourth total.
Yeah,
Third.
no,
Third for this month.
third for this month. Yes. I'm sorry, my brain is all over the place. I just ate, and I also what's it called recorded videos, so I'm like really like
You got the
foggy.
itis. You got the
Got the
itis.
itis. Yeah, the good old itis. But this is our third of the month, y'all. What's it called? This is Brad's second pick. We did a little bit of a switcheroo here because what's it called? We have to do a brighter summer day next week, and it's gonna be a long one. So what's it called? We're actually gonna try to do that on Thursday. So no Monday review next weekend,
Yeah,
next
because
week
we gotta
because
watch a
watching
4 hour movie.
4 hour movie, almost 4 hour
Yeah.
movies, almost 4 hour movie. Yeah. But today we're gonna be discussing this 1996 film Mahjong. And I watched that today, and then I just hung out with the dogs because my brother went to Mexico with my cousin and her friend. So they just I stayed here all alone until my cousin got here. Oh, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Um, but other than that, nothing else going on here.
I mean, did you get all your pictures edited for the wedding and stuff?
Yep, all done.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I got that done. I saw that Lydia also put up, the what's it called, some stuff for the upcoming episode. So I'm really happy. What's it called
Oh,
with that?
and you know what else will make make people happy?
What, Brad?
Buying a seat at SeatGeek.com and using the code the
Yeah.
Nerdcore for $20 off.
Yeah. Whether you're going to a concert, a wrestling event, orchestra event, I don't know. When you Cirque du
I don't know,
Soleil,
ballet. Fuck,
Cirque du
I don't
Soleil,
know
I don't know.
anything. Like literally, they have comedy shows. So
Yeah.
whatever you
Go
want to
watch a great
see,
comedian. Yeah. All you gotta do is go to SeatGeek.com and use the code the Nerd Core
just
for
like
your
it's
first
spelled.
purchase. And you get $20 off your first order. So you have to be a first purchase, and you get these $20 off to go see your favorite, comedian, musician, wrestling event. Doesn't matter what it is. It's all on
Ballerina.
SeatGeek.
Hmm.
Ballerina, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I got ballet stuck in my head, but I do.
I don't know, Brad.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, Brad. I don't know, but
I'm just thinking that Batman scene, and he's on the boat, and he's like, "All right, y'all stay on the boat. Bye. I got Batman shit to do."
I was watching Harley Quinn. I was watching the animated Harley Quinn show too.
New season or just
No,
started
the
it?
first one. Yeah, I just
First
started
one,
it.
first one. It's a good show. It's a fucked up show,
I
but it's a
can't get
good show.
over I can't get over the voice actor who's voicing King Shark. I'm just like I love every time King Shark opens his mouth. It's just like a really funny like voice actor who's doing his voice. Oh man. Great offer. Use the code and ended up with seats at WrestleMania X7, and don't know how that happened. Don't know how that happened.
Um, we cannot explain that. We can only give you the code to use.
Yep, yep. But yeah, that stuff is what's it called? You go and check that out, y'all. Please, I need to get better at putting the links in the actual description and stuff. This is like our actual first official sponsorship. You know,
Hmm.
so I have to kind of get used to what I got to do with this stuff. But yeah,
You know
I know
that
that.
that might be a good question for our marketing guru. We got
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We only got her until September 2nd, so unless we add on a little more there,
re up.
but yep. But like I said, very much am enjoying our time with Lydia here. It's going nothing that I'm angry with. Nothing at all. So we're doing pretty good here.
So we've come to learn that at Fiverr they actually do communicate. Like
Yeah,
there are people who actually
there's some
communicate on
people.
Fiverr.
Yeah, there's some people who rather scam you out of your money, and you have to bother them to the point where they have to what's it called, like answer their messages. Choose the code and got front row tickets to the Queen smacking her opponent around that all out. Oh,
I mean, hey,
Kylie.
you put $10 in our pocket. Thanks.
Yep, you sure did. But dude, man, I'm just, but yeah,
I'm doing podcast here.
yeah. That's why you have a phone. You can text people. No,
That's when you give them the De Niro face. You're like, what the
but
fuck?
yeah, dude, just got done with that stuff today, and I don't know how today's review is gonna go. I'm kind of like a little like, it's just,
Uh, let's go into it.
yeah. Let's
Let's
get
just
into it.
explain why we're feeling what we're feeling on this one.
So y'all, I don't even know if I can give you all a spoiler warning for this one because chances are that y'all aren't gonna literally be able to watch this until next year. So whether you want to stay here or not, that's up to y'all. There are ways you can watch this film, and I'm not advocating for piracy here, but the film is available on YouTube. You just
Yeah.
go YouTube, search up
Ah,
Mahjong 1996, and it's up there.
but my suggestion, wait,
You're gonna,
just
yeah,
wait.
wait. In July
Don't.
2023, we're
Yeah,
gonna get new restorations of both a Confusion, which is our Patreon mini that we're gonna do, and Mahjong, and they're gonna go through like, here in the United States, they're gonna. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go through the route of the film at Lincoln Center and like the museums. They're gonna play them.
sounds
So,
really cool.
yeah, sucks
So
for
just
y'all.
wait. Just
Yeah,
wait
just
this
right.
one out,
Yeah,
please. Don't go watch it on YouTube. You'll just
yeah.
hate life.
It's a life. But yeah. So if you haven't seen Mahjong, then you want to stay here. You don't want to stay here. But if you do, if you have watched it, you can stay here If you don't give a crap about spoilers, you can stay here. It doesn't matter how it goes. This is your one and only spoiler warning. It isn't affecting a five, four, three, two, one. Oh, he didn't play.
Nope.
Ha 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 ha.
These we got a live.
Yeah. Have the code again, please. The nerdcore. The nerdcore. Now Mahjong is a part of chess, Battleship, and other board game cinematic universe, right? You only see the game Mahjong being played once, and if you
Yeah,
blink, you're gonna miss it.
once
Yeah,
in this whole movie.
yeah. So, I will preface this and say that this film is, of course, not presented in the best quality. You are watching basically a 360p file here
If that.
with, yeah, it looks doesn't look good. The film also has subtitles that aren't lined up. Some subtitles are missing, and it's enough to at least like understand a little bit of what's going down, but not to the point where you're actually able to what's it called grasp the whole story. So I feel like our scores at the end are going to be placeholder scores until like
We can
July
review
next
it.
year.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can. Well, I have a feeling we'll come back to this.
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to give a proper review to this,
I'm
not
not.
off what we watched here now.
I'm always open to rescreening movies. Let's go. We can revisit movies here. We can re-review them. So, of course, we'll just have to what's it called? Get in line with that. But yeah, you're watching a what's it called? The 360p file. The audio is not good. Um, Audio is very like wonky. You like to the point where it just feels like it's kind of coming out of a funnel at some points. But yeah, I'll preface it and say that. So the file that you're watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching it, it's not good. And for now, it's the only one we're gonna have until July 2023, when the actual new restoration is gonna be restored. It's gonna be brought to the United States because it's being done in Taiwan, so it'll be brought to the United States and be played out here in theaters, I believe, from last what I read from eFilms. And yeah, Brad, this is your second pick, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go first. But what are your initial thoughts on Mahjong?
You gonna let me read the Wikipedia?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
that's
what?
right. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
But
we still
Brad,
got.
introduce us to 19 Edward Yang's Mahjong.
All right, you got it. Coming from our one and only source, Wikipedia. Mahjong is a 1996 Taiwanese comedy film written and directed by Edward Yang. The film stars Chang Chin, Nick Erickson, and Virginie Ledoyen. The film was entered into the 46th Berlin International Film Festival, where it won an honorable mention. So, directed by Edward Yang, written by Edward Yang, cinematography by Long Yu Lee Yi Zhu, edited by Bowen Chin, music by Forward Records, and the film is 121 minutes long.
So, one of the shorter films from Edward Yang that we watched, I believe it's actually the shortest one, because I think Taipei was like 2 hours and five, I think,
Yeah, something like that.
somewhere around there. Yeah, 2 hours and two, maybe like just short of 1 minute. But, um, yeah, Brad, what are your initial thoughts? This is your second pick.
Um, so this just going off what we had to go off of. Um, this doesn't look like an Edward Yang film.
Yeah,
It's
no shit.
no shit. Like, because it doesn't have the quality. Like, um, I because of the poor quality and what we had to watch, like, you don't get those like framing that you usually see. You don't get, the color and just, that kind of slow pacing that still works. It doesn't work for this. And it doesn't help that all the subtitles were either not there or they were off. And so you couldn't really follow the story fully. So it's lost there. So it's just because we have a bad copy to look at, which is the only copy to look at right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good movie in that sense, based on just the quality of what's being presented. That's not saying that come July, is that when it's coming out?
July 2023. Yeah.
July 2020, come July 2023, when, everything's been updated and you have the subtitles in the right place, you know, maybe we'll see Edward Yang's vision how he wanted to see it, because right now his vision isn't being shown, and it's sad in a way, but that's what happens when what when was this, 80 something? Yeah, it
96,
just
bro.
96. Well, it didn't. I
Yeah.
guess it didn't get picked up by a major. You know,
Distribution was always a really hard part of Edward Yang's films making it to the
yeah.
United States. Um,
I mean, from what I could tell, like the acting is good. I thought the pacing wasn't great, but that could be that I didn't understand in bits and pieces there what the hell was going on, because one, you didn't have the subtitles, and two, the quality was pretty shit.
yeah.
But from what I could tell from the actors and the acting, like they were doing their best, and they seemed to seemed to be good casting. But when you don't have the translation, you don't have good quality, I can't really say this is a great movie.
Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, scheduled for mid July 2023, along with the retrospective and an international forum co curated by the TFAM, director Wang Junjie, and film researcher Shin Sung Young. The TFA will screen Yang's entire oeuvre. Yeah. So, with the two new restorations of Confucian from 1994 and Mahjong from 1996. So, if we cross our fingers, that means that Criterion picks up those distribution rights and puts them out, because those are not with any distributors here in the United States. There are no distributions of that in the United States. And like I've always said, like I've said before, let's go after reading the Wikipedia article extensively. Yang very much held on to his artistic integrity and the vision that he wanted for his movies, which kind of was a really hard part in him being able to find distribution of these films to anywhere outside of Taiwan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm right there with Brad when it comes to the quality. I think that the film is in dire need of a restoration, and this is why we like, whether you like a physical copy or not, guys. I think we all can advocate for film preservation and restoration, because it means that these movies are going to last for ages, and make sure that they are going to be able to stay in our reach, so that way we can so that way we can pass them down, so that way the next generations are going to watch them and be able to have these at their accessibility. So I watch this and I'm like, it's the same way I felt about like Dersu. I'm like, Dersu's such a great movie, it's incredible. I just, part of me that keeps it from giving it that near perfect score, I mean that perfect score, is the fact that this really needs preservation and it needs restoration being done to it, because it looks like it's starting to lose its quality.
Yeah.
And this is what you can tell 100% with this one. You can tell that it is lost a lot of its quality, and there needs to be some work done on this, which is being done. So that's the thing that we're really really grateful about, is that they didn't ignore it, and these two films that were relatively hard to like bring to the United States are being done now, and they're going to be brought over here. So hopefully mid July 2023, we'll be able to talk more about this, if whenever we get the chance to watch it. But when it comes to outside of the quality, I've got to say, this is such an absurd piece of art from Edward Yang.
It's
Um,
different.
be, and that's
Way
why
different.
I don't think that overacting bothers me as much, because I we watched, I know I'm going to bring up this movie, but it's kind of the same thing. We watched an absurd piece of filmmaking not too long ago called Sallow, or the 120 piece, the 20, what's it called, Days of Sodom, that you can tell that the performances are being done way over the top, and it's kind of being done to exaggerate a point that Edward Yang is trying to make here in this movie. I think it's a very interesting look into globalization. But I'll go ahead and keep going with you, Brad. But what did you think about, like, I'm gonna specifically ask you about the one that everybody seems to complain about. What you think about the English mobster's performance? That guy,
Was that the British dude?
the English guy, yeah.
I didn't have a problem with that. I mean, it was like he was kind of silly when he was outside yelling. at Angela while she was in there with the dude. That was kind of silly in a way, but like I just busted out laughing when the dude was like, "Hey, don't throw my shoes." I fucking just fell out laughing at that part.
He just
So
paused too. Like he
yeah,
paused
he's,
and he's
he's
like,
just holding the shoe, and he's just like, "Huh." So I didn't have an issue with that. I didn't have an issue with him. Like I mean, maybe that's how they visualize Americans in foreign countries, which maybe we do look like that.
yeah. But yeah, I was surprised at like how like when I was looking through like Letterbox and I was looking through some of the reviews, I was like, wow, people seem to have a lot of problems with the performances here. And I'm like, I don't think they kind of understand what's being done here because like especially you have to kind of look back. We have to take a step back and go look at 1995. Not shit, not even just 1995, 1993 to 1998 cinema.
Hmm.
Look at all the abundance of dark comedy films that were coming out at the
Oh,
time.
that was the time of the Reservoir Dogs when that was
Reservoir
coming out.
Dogs, Pulp Fiction,
Yeah,
Fargo. You know, you have all these films that are kind of like a bit absurd.
yeah,
They have great actors attached to them, which are delivering great performances.
but it
But at
is
the same,
but it's a little bit exaggerated, a
mm-hmm,
little bit.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of what Young is like delivering here a bit. You know, he's delivering this like Taiwanese version of a weird mix of Reservoir Dogs with Rebel Without a Cause, and it's just it makes for a very interesting look
and
into Taiwan.
this is the reason why I wish the subtitles were on,
Yeah,
like on cue, because I would have had like more idea of what was being generated, what was going on throughout the whole movie, instead of just getting pieces and parts and having
yeah,
to like kind of glue them together.
yeah.
But yeah, like the settings in this, like the
Whew.
where the club and all that, like they were really
Club,
cool. They were just lovely fucking shots. I mean, from what I could tell, like based on quality, like again, July 2023, we we might have to revisit this because I want to revisit this because I want to give it the proper,
yeah.
look.
Yeah. I mean, of course, confusion and confusion as well, because that one's going to be the same quality that we're going to have to watch.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I kind of was having trouble too, but I kind of got the idea down that like you have two characters in this film who are the only good people in this film. You have what's it called?
Mark.
Zhang Yun, I think was his name, and Ma,
Ah,
um,
Mart.
yeah,
Mart. Yeah.
yeah,
The French.
yeah, the French girl. Like they're the
Yeah.
only ones who are good in this movie, and they're surrounded by some of the worst people you could, you know, be surrounded by. And
Just that one dude, like with like Angela, like he brings her to the place, and then she confesses that she ends up sleeping with all his roommates for him, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going?
yeah,
What?
I was kind of
What?
like,
What?
so everybody kind of gets a piece of Angela
Yeah.
because she loves Hong Kong so much. Which, by the way, not Hong Kong the city, Hong Kong the
The
character, because
guy
there's a
Hong
character named
Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, that's so odd.
I
And then,
love him so much that I'm gonna make his roommates happy. It's just like,
but
is that a
then like Hong
cultural
Kong
difference
doesn't
or is
seem
that
to
a
care.
personal difference?
Yeah, but Hong Kong doesn't even
No,
seem to
Hong Kong.
care.
Hong Kong's a horrible fucking person.
Yeah.
Although the him breaking down with the three milfs, that was
Mm.
interesting. I would not
Yeah.
have broken down with the three milfs. I'm just saying.
Well, because he finally realized that, like, oh, this is how I treat everybody else around me. I'm being
Yeah.
treated exactly how I treat everyone else. So, but I'm like, yeah, bro, you shouldn't have fucked it up with them.
No.
Yeah. But like I said, even though it is relatively hard to keep up with this film, and you know, a lot of that is gonna have to do with the quality of the film that we have right now, I gotta say that I still think that this movie's pretty damn good.
I
Whereas
I need the subtitles and I
storytelling,
need the quality though
yeah,
for me to
I
make like an informed decision on this because it
yeah.
is Edward Yang. Like I have all the faith in the world that it's a great movie, but I need the fucking subtitles in the right place.
Yeah, and mostly what I'm calling good here is like kind of like the storytelling here, and more
Yeah,
so the themes that that Edward Yang is like exploring within this film, because there's, once again, we're talking about globalization, but this time he talks about globalization really on like a really absurd level, where it's like kind of like, you have all these people who are so like, and the English guy says it at the end, like, you thought that imperialism was like big in the 19th century.
it's
Just
big
wait
now.
until you see what happens in the 21st. In us, we're kind of living now in this century.
But-
We're like, he's fucking right. He's
Well,
right.
and yeah, they treated Taiwan like the gold rush. And that's basically
Yeah.
what was being shown in this film. And we got in previous films, like we've been seeing like steps and steps, because Yi is like it's full on,
Globalist. Yeah.
skyscrapers and everything. But we get to see the steps from Edward Yang of being like before, Taiwan became, you know, basically US territory in a way. eh, You
A
know,
replication of what, like,
yeah,
Taiwan becomes like a less developed version of like what Hong Kong looks like. And
yeah,
it's like,
in a way.
you know, and it's like it's true. Exactly what kind of Yang is kind of like pointing out here is like, you know, 21st century imperialism is being led by corporations. And like all of these corporate imperialists who are coming over to like, you know, kind of make everybody kind of manipulate everybody to like backstab each other for the
Oh,
quick buck.
and along with that, it brings all the bad shit with it. It brings
Mhm.
sex trafficking. It brings alcoholism. It brings drug addiction, and he's
Mhm.
kind of showing that in this to extremes in a way,
Yeah.
but he's still showing it.
And yeah, and I think this might be like, even though like you have a really rough quality, I hope when we see in July 2023 what we see, then it's like this might be one of the only films of Edward Yang where he really does kind of show the ugliness of Taiwan, because we've only been used to like seeing this really beautiful look of Taiwan. Of course, it's kind of like illuminated by the things that are going to slowly eat Taiwan whole, but it's like
Yeah,
this is really like an interesting setting to
and
kind of
I
explore.
I think we've actually seen like just the first time Edward Yang has put like horrible characters, like
Yeah.
horrible, not horrible in they're bad, but horrible in that they're really shitty people in
Yeah.
this film. Like we haven't seen really that before.
Yeah.
Like every other Edward Yang film is they're pretty normal or they're really good.
Yeah, it just seems that like, like they're complex characters who have a lot of like, underlying flaws to them, and they seem to work through it in the film. But this one is like straight up like, this is who these people are, and it's kind of ugly that this is the
What-
ugliness that's brewing in the underground of Taiwan.
And like you said, it's not necessarily they were born this way. It's because
No.
globalism made them this way.
Yeah.
It's all about
Yeah.
the power of that dollar.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the end I think that's kind of like what like what's it called, what Yang kinds of tries to like incorporate is like, here's the one thing that actually matters the most, like genuine human connection, like love, genuine human connection that lives longer than the dollar. And
Yeah,
it's
even
just
even the sea of just this hardness.
yeah, because like it's like, and I gotta say, I'm waiting, I can't wait for next year, because like I think that ending is gonna look fucking beautiful, because it's like you have all of these people just walking, 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 walking. You have like this blue hue that's just illuminating the screen, and really what we're concentrating on is just these two people who are just kissing,
Yeah,
after being told throughout the whole film that like kissing leads you to nowhere. It's gonna mess everything up for you, and it's like, yeah. But I gotta say, my score is placeholder right now. This is obviously my least favorite right now. It's my least ranked for now because it is, a lot of it has to do with the way that we watch this film. So, Brad, what are you gonna go ahead and give Mahjong?
I'm gonna give it a placeholder, and this isn't because of the story itself and the cast. This is because of quality and because of subtitles, and it needs that restoration badly.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a 5 out of 10 for me. I'm just gonna split it down the middle and just
Yeah,
leave that there as a placeholder.
I'm kind of like rocking a little bit with a little bit higher, more so around the 5.5, 5.75 mark for me. I think that a lot of what it's lacking is due to like we're not actually watching this exactly the way that was intended. And I just hope that those new restorations make it to the United States, and I hope the Janus films are working on bringing those films to the United States because what's it called? If you bring it to the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston, I will damn well watch them there. So,
Now,
um,
I did have a question. Is Yi a restoration?
mhm.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
that explains a lot.
yeah, Yi was a new restoration done. What's it called Yi, A Brighter Summer Day, Taipei are all done. What's it called our new restorations from our restorations from what's it called. And mostly, I think all of them were pretty much done by Scorsese's Film Foundation. So I would hope that Scorsese is going to bring some of these because I think Scorsese actually talks a little bit about Mahjong,
Yeah.
and I would hope that
Was
that's
he
being
friends
produced.
with Edward Yang, or was he just a
He was a big
fan?
admirer. He was a
Big
big
admirer.
admirer of his films. I think he actually did get to meet him at one point, if I'm correct. But he was an admirer of him, and he was a big fan of Taiwanese new wave cinema. So
Okay.
he liked
Wish
Yang, and he liked
Edward Yang was kind of the
the
right in
daddy.
the middle there.
Yep, daddy of Taiwanese new wave. Yeah, but he also liked what's Hell Xian. So yeah, but that's our review of Mahjong, y'all. I thank you all so much for staying here with us and listening to this. Of course, we want to thank the people who are in chat with us. So that's just Stacy and Kylie. Thank you, Stacy and Kylie, for being here. Of course, shout out to them as always for being
Thank you.
here, literally every episode.
Indeed.
Well, sometimes they're not here, but we still
Pretty
appreciate
close to every
pretty
episode.
close to yeah, yeah. But I thank you all either way. Uh, of course, want to thank our Patreon supporters who help us make this possible. You can join our Patreon by going to www.patreon.com/nerdcore, CORPS, and making sure that what's called you go ahead and pledge to $1, $3, $2 matter. What's called it all get you in there, and it helps us make everything possible because actually one of our journalists here, Luis, was accepted to a London Film Festival. So what's it
Big
called?
doings.
If he decides that he wants to go, uh, we gotta fundraise the shit out of that, and it's all coming from not just Patreon, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and all those tips and stuff. But the best way you can help us directly is going to Patreon because we can give you all those nice exclusives. We want to thank our producers, our writers, and our writer and our director. We want to thank our executive producer Shane. Where can they find him, Fred?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at thriftedil, or go buy something from the Suppy God at Prison City Village in Illinois.
Yeah. Stacy says, "Nice, London, Texas. Is that closer to Paris?
No, actual London, UK.
You're in the UK.
In the
UK.
UK.
Yeah. Um, and of course, our writer Tony
Hey, Tony.
at Real Nerdy Dad on Twitter, and our director Kylie PLI on Twitter. Yep, Kylie PLI on Twitter. Kylie P Sports 90 on Instagram. Thank you, Kylie, for being part of our director tier. Of course, if you want to check out all those tiers, just go to patreon.com/nerdcore. Or for those who are in the video, just check the link that's been scrolling right here. But of course, excuse me. I don't want to burp it to the mic. Whew. It's been a while since I
Take a
said
shot.
that too. Yeah. Of course, we'll be back on Thursday for our review of Cha Cha Real Smooth. I think it's going to be such an interesting episode because of the fact that I am literally in my 20s and Brad is literally in his 30s, and the two big characters in this film, one is in their 20s and one is in their 30s. So it's going to be such an interesting way to look at this movie, and this is one of my surprises of the year. So I'm really excited to show this to Brad. So come back on Thursday, y'all. Of course, same time, same place for that review of Cha Cha Real Smooth from director Cooper Rafe. But in the meantime, Brad, send them out.
All right, Raul. Thank you, being host as always. Thank to all those who joined us in chat. Thank to all the listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. To end this episode, all I got to say is don't throw my shoes. Young Yoda out.